In this episode, Driftmark, everyone's in Driftmark for the funeral of Laenor Velaryon. Beware, spoilers ahead. Laenor Velaryon died in a horrible way when she couldn't give birth and told her dragon Vhagar to burn her alive while she was still pregnant. Corlys Velaryon and Rhaenys Targaryen are there, as is her husband Daemon. Daemon and Laenys' twin daughters Baela and Rhaena are also there. Viserys Targaryen, Alicent Hightower, and Otto Hightower, who is back in his job as Hand of the King, have all come from King's Landing to be there. Larys Strong also went on the trip. He killed his father, Lyonel Strong, and his brother, Harwin Strong, so he can now call himself Lord of Harrenhal. Laenor and Rhaenyra are also in Driftmark. Laenor is very sad about the death of his sister, so he stays away from people. Corlys goes up to his grandson Viserys Velaryon and tells him that Driftmark will be his one day because his older brother Viserys Velaryon is the heir to the Iron Throne. Rhaenys doesn't agree with this, though. The princess says that she wants Driftmark to go through Laena to their granddaughter Baela. Her reasoning is simple: she and what seems like everyone else in Westeros think that Laenor is not the father of Rhaenyra's children, so Viserys is not of Velaryon blood. Corlys, on the other hand, wants to keep the patriarchy in place. The Sea Snake says, history doesn't remember blood, it remembers names. Even though he knows Viserys is a bastard, he'd rather Driftmark go to him than Baela. Rhaenyra and Daemon finally get some time alone after having looks at each other during the funeral. This happened after Viserys told Daemon to go back to King's Landing and asked him to join him there. Daemon didn't like the idea though. He is ready to see his niece again. Rhaenyra tells Daemon that she and Laenor tried to have a child but were not successful. Their sexual lives weren't fun, so she looked elsewhere. This is the first time Rhaenyra says out loud that her kids are not Laenor's, and it's clear that she trusts her uncle a lot, even though, in her words, he abandoned her and left her alone in King's Landing. Daemon tells her that he spared her because she was a child. Rhaenyra says she's no longer a kid, and the two kiss and make out. Still in the middle of the night, Viserys and Alicent's second child, Aemon Targaryen, thinks this is his chance to claim a dragon. He goes up to Vhagar, the she-dragon that Laena was riding, and gets her to fly up into the air. Even though it looked like he was going to fall off at first, Aemon eventually got a better grip and had the time of his life riding a dragon for the first time. When Aemon goes back to the castle, he meets Baela, Rhaena, Viserys, and Viserys. Baela and Rhaena are upset because their mom died and one of them was supposed to become Vhagar's rider. They start fighting, and Aemon says that the brothers are bastards. At the end of the fight, Viserys, who had been pushed to the ground, throws dirt at Aemon, and Viserys cuts Aemon's face with a knife. Aemon screams in pain, and the fight finally stops when the guards arrive. All of the adults are awake and in the same room. Aemon had a deep cut on his eye, and a maester told Alicent that it's unlikely that her son will be able to see again. Viserys asks Viserys what happened, and he tells him that Aemon started the fight by calling him and his brother bastards. Viserys is very upset and asks Aemon where he heard the rumors. After looking at Alicent for a long time, Aemon says it was from Aegon. When Viserys talks to his oldest son, Aegon says in a calm voice, "We know, father, everyone knows. Just look at them." Viserys protects Rhaenyra, and he says that anyone who questions the parentage of her son will be punished. At this point, Alicent is very angry. She says there is a debt to be paid because her son was hurt, and she wants the eye of either Viserys or Viserys in return. After Viserys tells her again to drop the issue, she takes Viserys's knife from his belt and charges Rhaenyra and her sons. Rhaenyra goes after her to stop her, and Criston Cole comes up to help Alicent. But Daemon, who has been quietly watching the drama from the sidelines, stops him. Otto tells her daughter to put down the knife, but Alicent doesn't listen and stabs Rhaenyra in the arm. Aemon also tells Alicent to stop fighting as the princess's hand bleeds. He said it was a fair exchange because he lost an eye but got a dragon. After the fight is over, Otto goes to Alicent's room to talk to her. She thought her father would yell at her for acting violently, but instead, he praised her and said he likes that the queen is so determined. Otto says that Aemon was right about the exchange because they got Vhagar on their side. During the whole fight between Rhaenyra and Alicent, only one man, Laenor, was not there. He finally shows up and tells Rhaenyra he's sorry for not being there during the incident and for failing her in their marriage. Even though they agreed to the deal years ago, he says he hasn't been a good husband. Laenor tells Rhaenyra that he is ready to recommit to her and help her with her ascension, and that part of this will be sending Qarl away. Rhaenyra says that Laenor is a good-hearted, honest man, but the princess has other ideas. She knows better than ever that her claim to the Iron Throne will be questioned, and she thinks that Daemon, not Laenor, will help her get there. She tells Daemon that they should get married, but the prince says that can only happen if Laenor is dead. Rhaenyra knows this, and the two talk about how to kill Laenor. Daemon goes to talk to Qarl about an idea, and soon after, we see Qarl and Laenor fighting in Driftmark. Moments later, Corlys and Rhaenys run in and find a man wearing Laenor's clothes who had been thrown into the fireplace and was completely burned. Rhaenys cries out loud because she has just lost her last child. At their wedding, only their children are there to hear Daemon and Rhaenyra say their vows. Qarl and someone else run toward a rowboat to leave Driftmark. It turns out that the other person is Laenor. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to see more videos like this. Click like and turn on notifications to help out the channel.